Hey, welcome to this mini episode of The Complete Advisor. I call this one a short. I found a fun topic, and it didn't quite fit into the conversation that Frank Oliver and I were having just a little bit ago. But I wanted to share this because I think this is such a neat idea. And the topic itself is making clients feel special. And we're always looking to be sticky and make these connection points. And every now and then you talk to somebody and they're doing something really, really neat. And so, Frank, let's just dive right in. Let's talk about the limo. How did you end up? You've got a limo, so you're the only advisor I know that has a limousine.
Totally.
How did this totally come to be?
Well, do you want to know the truth?
I want the truth.
You want the hardcore truth? Well, so you can handle the truth. So we had a client. This was 7 or 8 years ago. That dear friend of ours, really good client, friends with a lot of our other friends in the community, and she retired. So we decided, you know what, we should take her to a really nice dinner, and she can take some of her closest friends. We'll let her pick out the nicest restaurant that she wants to. So of course she wanted to go to Boulder. So we went down to Boulder, rented a limo, picked up the tab for the entire meal, took the limo back home, and there's nothing you can do about it. But I was reviewing the bill, and I told Brittany, I was like, you got to be kidding me. The limo was the most expensive part of that entire trip. And so the next night we sat in the hot tub, which we called the think tank. So we grabbed a bottle of wine, we sat in the think tank, and I was just kind of stewing over the bill of that limo. And I told her, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to go buy our own freaking limo. So she thought I was off my rocker. And literally that week I got on Craigslist and I started shopping for limos. And I drove to Denver, I drove to Fort Collins, I went everywhere. I probably drove a dozen limos until I found the one that I wanted. And believe it or not, for anybody that thinks this is a crazy and over-the-top expensive idea, which it is a little bit crazy, that's for sure, the limo only cost me $7,500. I've spent more than that on a workshop. So we spent $7,500 on the limo, brought it home, got it all branded with all of our asset management, and we use it for client events, we use it for weddings, for anniversaries, for graduations. If people want to go out and do a beer tour, they go to Broncos games, concerts, Rockies games. It's awesome. They absolutely love it. And they think it's the coolest thing in the world. We get referrals off of it. Yeah, it's been a really good tool for us as far as, treating the client nice. But in addition to that, we stand out from the crowd. It's just a little bit different. Nobody does it. You're right. And it is a little crazy, but it's, yeah.
Well, so clearly it's worked out quite well for you.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. Not just because it's just such a blast. But for us, it's a lot of fun. But for the business in general, I think it's just special. It's a little bit of a game changer for us, just to be able to give the client that extra special treatment that they're not getting anywhere else. So it definitely makes a difference.
Nice. Are you able to tie any referrals back to the limo?
Yeah, I bet we probably picked up 10 or 15 clients off of the limo. I mean, if they go out with their friends and family, right? And, we put gifts in there, and we got all of our asset management swag in there, and the limo's branded all of our asset management. So when they get a friend or a family member in that limo, clearly, the person down at Edward Jones, if that client's with Edward Jones, they're not saying, my advisor doesn't do that for me. Edward Jones doesn't do that for me. No other advisor does that for me. So I think it makes a big difference. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, how do you decide who gets to use it? How does that work out?
Yeah, you got your A-list clients. So those are the ones that we send the emails out to and send postcards out to, and just kind of remind them that it's available for them, because we actually want the clients to use it, because it's good branding for us when it's driving around town. So it's an A client, perk, I guess, part of the ambassador club.
Very nice. Well, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is literally one of the coolest things that I've heard in a long time. Frank, thanks for sharing that with us. And for everybody else, come back to The Complete Advisor. We lots of information, lots of things to talk about, to learn from. Subscribe, so you're always in the know, and then would love your comments and reviews. So, Frank, thanks again. We'll see you, man.
This podcast is for financial professional use only and not for use with the general public. The information provided is the exclusive property of Creative One and is protected by copyright and other intellectual property laws of the United States. This material has been prepared for informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended to provide, and should not be relied upon for, accounting, legal, tax or investment advice. Creative One is not responsible for the results of programs discussed on this podcast or any liability stemming from the use of it. Although we may promote or recommend the services offered by this company, agents are ultimately responsible for the use of any materials or services and agree to comply with the compliance requirements of their broker-dealer and registered investment advisor, if applicable, and the insurance carriers they represent. Copyright 2022, Creative One Marketing Corporation.